engineers do leave and go to another Silicon Valley company, they'll have something. And it's good to know Uber was doing that kind of so early in their hyper growth stage, especially as like one of the darlings of Silicon Valley. That's pretty cool, Ben. So I want to kind of go in now to your MBA. Like, what made you decide you wanted to go to the MBA? Most people who are highly technical, they kind of just stay in the valley, get their bachelor's, and they just kind of get promoted out to the ranks. I've had VPs at Google who are super technical and they just had a bachelor's. Why did you want to come back?
Yeah, I guess some people say like the first job you get, you kind of get siloed into that role for the next role and the next role. So that's kind of what happened to me. I started off in basically training, and then all the roles I was qualified for were other basically training roles.
Hmm.
So I kind of wanted to do the MBA so I could broaden my skill set, have a chance to hit reset and go after other roles. I was interested in product management, but also I wanted to learn in general, like how do I know how to build things from my engineering background, but how do you actually sell and market things? And I wanted
That's
to learn that
fascinating.
from the professors and my classmates.
That's pretty cool. You mentioned that. We actually interviewed Yuna about 2 weeks ago. And you probably know Yuna from our classes, but she's a staff product manager at Qualcomm. And her reasoning was similar to you, was that she was very good engineering wise and technical wise when it came to the actual product itself and working with engineering teams. But she wanted to learn more so on the business side. That's why she wanted to get back to MBA. And it's pretty interesting to hear that, right? Most people, it's the other way around. They want to become get into investment banking or that route, but it's always good to see people who are in technology understanding that if I know technology, if I know business, I have a really very very niche skill set and I can excel in my role and in what you do. So it's nice to hear that. Any key things you've learned from the MBA so far at UCLA?
Yeah, let me think about that. Yeah, before UCLA, I didn't know anything about finance.
Uh huh.
Uh, I didn't know squat. So
Like
now I
accounting, all that
understand, like,
stuff.
yeah, I didn't understand any of these quarterly calls at all these like tech companies I'm at. I just didn't understand anything. So
Hmm.
UCLA gave me a solid idea, like, what do these financial terms mean? How to, like, if you're at a company and you want to grow it, which area you should be focusing on, and just like understanding finance. And you need money to grow things. So if you can borrow money, you can accelerate your growth, but you need to be able to borrow it at a good rate. And sometimes you can borrow something at a high rate, and then borrow some more money later to pay it off, and then have it at a lower rate. So like, it's all these tricks that these finance people know how to just to keep the money in the company and make sure you don't go bankrupt.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's so fascinating. You mentioned that all these finance tips and hacks, and then you actually learning to read like the quarterly reports, annual reports that are coming from the finance team. I think that's why it's so fascinating. A lot of people in big tech or in tech, you've probably seen this, come from the investment banking background. They come from the consulting background, or they come from like a big strategy background because they understand how money works and how to grow a company. I've had one of my mentors always tell me, like, Angelo, this company can grow with all the best technology, we can have the best engineers, but if you don't know how to do sales, if you don't know how to do marketing, why would the business grow itself? So